Yo, ladies and gents, what's good? What's poppin'? Booma here, and welcome back to Road to SSL 2025 Analysis Episode 7. If you guys are new to the series, check out the first few episodes on the channel here so you can get an explanation of what this series is about. But before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I am a daily streamer over on Twitch. If you guys want to come talk to me in real time or ask me questions or just see me play other games, come stop on over for the vibes. I'm also a coach for Rocket League. If you guys are interested in receiving a one-on-one session with me or a replay analysis, check out the Patreon link. It will be in the description below. We also officially have memberships on the channel now, so if you guys want early access and exclusive early content, check out that join button next to the sub button. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, let's get into this replay analysis. There's going to be a lot that I'm probably going to pick apart here, because I am very upset with how I played. Regardless of how bad the game is going to play on stream, there are still things I could be doing different. So, good beat by 10, good finish, way to put pressure on. Right, so in this spot, it's good to just wait for the interaction, be there for the spilled ball, make this guy's life difficult by just popping it. This is the right thing to do here, just because if you were to look at this from Temp's POV, he's on their side, you know, trying to recover, just going for a bumper or redirect. I need him to get out and get boost, so this is massive points of value here. Not only do I, you know, buy him time to get boost, get out, get reset, but I also set him up for a shot, and then I end up trolling him, unfortunately. So I wanted to score it myself, but I just couldn't, I just couldn't jump up. The momentum's all messed up there, so. But still very good pressure right out the gate against these guys. I was trying to go for a reset double to the backboard. I need to not, you know, have this speed going. Like, regardless, like I said, of how the game is going to play on stream, I need to not be going supersonic there. It'd be a lot easier for me to get the touch that I want. If I don't have so much speed, so that's just how that works. Nice, good awareness to dodge the bump there. Almost trolled by destroying my momentum with that break tap. Nice, good demo. Gets Temp a free ball, and then we definitely don't expect. It seems like one of those plays where he's just gonna go regardless. Like, he just completely brain off and. Just waiting for Temp to spill it, so a little careless by us, and good punish by them. Nice, it's fine on the cheat. It's okay if I get bumped there too. Let's just get out, get reset. Like the decision making. I'm still like trying to get over this cold a little bit. I'm definitely not coughing and sniffling as much, but I am definitely congested, so a little annoying, and I apologize for the quality of the recording, but so just as like a recap, we're just gonna quickly go over we're gonna quickly zoom through the rest of the games just so we can catch up, just because I think my my thought process for recording this series was to do it completely solo queue, just so you guys can get a gist of, you know, how to work around random teammates better, how to adjust to them and stuff like that. So I wasn't really planning on playing with Temp. So what we'll do is, after the second game analysis, we'll just quickly show you guys the score lines of the rest of the game so we can catch up, and then we're gonna, the next episode, so it'll be, I think, episode 8 after this, is gonna be back to solo queue. Nice way to follow it up, but like it's too rushed. So in this spot, I don't really, if I buy Temp just an extra second, he was gonna land on it anyway, so I could realistically just wait for Temp to 50 that, and I don't have to throw myself out because I have the boost. I'm gonna be the one saving that ball and transitioning it out of defense, so it's just a really dumb 50 by me in a spot where I don't have to go. So what I did, I try to stay there, you know, in case that 50 goes well for us, which it did, but like I just don't have the momentum to shoot that open net, so it's fine if he wants to go there, because this is like a 3v3 play in a sense. So this is something I do strictly out of you know, muscle memory. If a player is going to try to beat you here, it's fine, because, you know, unless they get that shot on target, which from his line to the ball is just not going to ever. And he didn't even air roll, he's just trying to play a beat here. So I'm fine with him just hitting it over me, because now if Temp has some, you know, decent momentum and speed, I'm going to land on the wall here, so Temp could pass it to me. And that's just like a threes what we call an outlet play or a distribution play. Not the bounce that I wanted off the backboard. I wanted to use the wall dash to kind of hit it to the backboard like really hard, but it doesn't bounce out for me, but I at least get the dunk, so not terrible. Good call to get out here. Nice. That's just unfortunate that you know, we end up like getting each other's way there. Way to 50 there, good boost grab. You know, all in all, I think some of the rust has come off, so once we're not playing these games on stream, you know, we'll be able to be more of an X factor with mechanics and whatever for our solo queue teammates. Nice way to stay there. Good attempt on the bump. I'm not mad at that. Thing is this playstyle that Tim and I play is very like slow to fast, right? I wish we'd play a little faster in this spot because we don't want to give Krontek the boost in that. You don't want to reward him for an overcommit play. We want to move that ball as quick as possible and capitalize on our 2v1, but I mean, he ends up putting in a troll challenge anyway, so we can give Stellar a problem there and hope he deals with it poorly, but he does a really good job. Nice, good reset over one. Good attempt on the bump on the other. This is just such an awkward like bounce off the wall too, but we did a good job getting around it and get the touch back to temp. So you can see every single time these guys challenge the ball in GC3, they're throwing themselves completely out of the play majority of the time. So if you can move that ball, you can always capitalize on those little spots in the space. Yeah, this is another like stream moment too, because like I had jumped like a lot earlier than this in the VOD, and it's just like I get shot into the goal with the ball. But you can punish players like that if you move the ball quick enough into space, you know, where they're not gonna be able to recover and not gonna be able to play. Like this just doesn't make any sense how I somehow like hug the ball. I don't know. I'm not gonna complain about it, but obviously that should be a much harder shot. Nice, good save from Temp. Now we got a 1v1 ISO. Good thing to slow it down. He has like low boost. Good idea to try to bump him. I'm not sure how I don't like barrel through his momentum there. It's a 100 boost player, you know, full speed, full boosting into a 0 boost player. It should not be a block like that, but the game seems to work backwards when you're streaming and recording it at the same time. So nice, good turn up there from Temp. Good beats. We get that ball off him early, and that should have been a finish too, but it is what it is. I remember I couldn't wave dash here either. This play was so funny. We ended up getting like, you know, the Justin bounce. I was like freaking out about it in just for the memes, you know. They kind of trolled by. It's almost like comp players have an understanding of knowing how to kill the ball, and they just kept like hitting it up. So we're obviously gonna not squander that opportunity if they're gonna give it to us. So. It depends, you know, some people will abide to the Rocket League rules of like keep the ball up, and then some other people will just, you know, be sweaty, take the elo. So I don't know what these guys' thought process was. I can't speak for them. Yeah, I do think they should have just killed it, in my opinion. Nice, very good dunks there. Again, this angle, like especially if I know my shots are gonna be, you know, much harder to hit on stream, I shouldn't be taking these like awkward angles. You can see I shouldn't even go to the right here. I should be taking that shot from the left side. But I mean, it's a good annoying touch. You know, force him to save it still or make him jump, and then Temp gets the finish anyway. So not a bad idea there. All right, let's get into the next game. All right, second game. This one I feel like I pretty much did nothing this game, so it was a pretty poor game by me. But we'll see if that remains true. I think what I need to focus on is just, you know, the simplistic fundamentals, and that's like getting the good quality touches and, you know, utilizing people's decision making against them. That's always how my playstyle has been since, you know, my come up in this game. I've wanted to be a player that's like gonna punish the mistakes. So it's typically why I got into like, you know, analytically breaking down the game, because if you can notice these positions where players make those mistakes and where the ball's gonna spill, that's always where I wanted to be first to, if that makes sense. So That's why I try to like preach efficiency in my coaching and stuff, and his gameplay absolutely contradicts everything that I'm saying. So hopefully we could back that up a little more once the game's not being goofy. Nice, good patience there. Like in these kind of spots, right? Like I know my car's taking too long to recover, but like, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at a player like full boosting, so I should just turn in right now and double jump pop. Like that would be the simplistic thing to do, to just play the beat. I don't have to try to get like a good touch there, quote unquote. I just have to get the touch, right? The correct touch. Not a bad idea on a 2v1 ISO. It's good to try to like capitalize on those opportunities. It's a rough first touch. Can't get the reset, unfortunate. And that's 100 boost gone, like all of a sudden. I don't know, it just feels like the servers in Rocket League kind of like work against you when you're streaming. It feels like the servers like correct you a bunch, so it just, like even on bumps like that, it just feels so like goofy. I may have hit him like full speed there, but it like does nothing to him, you know what I'm saying? It's like my car is like weaker, and he's able to recover just fine. I'm like awkward with my car control after that. It's because probably the server's like correcting for all that, so. Nice. I mean, we can't really do much. It's like stalemate here. And then I end up just getting absolutely tossed by a 0 boost player, which like, how much do they actually mean to hit me there too? Oh, he's not 0 boost, but he hits me just like a tiny bit and I get tossed like a salad, so. It's good idea to support temp here. You know, there's always the off chance that he does miss that ball. Almost. Very, very close. Good idea here, good positioning. The reset double is the correct idea, but again, like my car just freaks out after this touch, and then like I can't really get into the orientation to shoot that, you know, with my nose, which is what I would prefer in that spot. Good boost win though. Make their lives hard, you know, make it hard for him to recover and help his teammate get back to help him. So we give those boost wins like that, the off ball kind of stuff is like what opens up, you know, such a long isolation, which is why it's, you know, we call it that. You want 1v1 or 2v1 isolations in twos, and that's going to be your maximum scoring efficiency, scoring percentage areas, like whatever the case may be. So as many times as you could create that situation in a game, regardless of how little the decision is, you should be doing it every single time. Like, it's just, in my opinion, that is, it's the most efficient way to play the game. So not even like close to a mechanical play that I want, but is what it is. We're there to help temp anyway. Nice. I try to like go back and maybe like pop it for temp, but it's fine if he wants to demo me there. Good idea to play bounce here. Just jumped a little too early. It's not a problem if they're in two different minds. You know, one's going for a demo, the other one's passing infield. Nice way to work off the pads here. Should just close the space there instead of making it awkward. I just thought temp was gonna go. Pretty obvious bump to see, so good job dodging it. Way to also make it awkward for them. Temp should be up to 4s here. I wish I wouldn't hit that so far away from myself. But I mean, he ends up not going anyway, so. Way to, I remember saying this in the moment. It's one of these things where it's like, you know, we just kind of have him guess, and all it is like a little quick hesitation, so we get him to slow his momentum like this. So now covering two scenarios is going to be a lot harder for him. He has to just pick one. He picks low, I shoot high. So well done by us. Good good mind game. Don't really have to be forcing or jumping for that so much, you know, but way to stay on and be annoying. Not give him a clean possession, and look how much boost we waste from this guy. So he gets one pad, and then he's off to his teammate. So when you make plays like that, right? Let me explain the domino effect of what this does. So not only do we make this easier of a situation for temp to read, but now, even though they still have the possession, we didn't dispossess them whatsoever. But now this guy has to beat two players by himself. You see the difference there of like majority of mine and temp's opportunities have been two of us versus one of them. So anytime you can make situations like this, you know, like that boost grab, makes this player have to go leave the play and go find some kind of boost, which he goes back for the boost. Now he's going to be later to follow up. That's the domino effect of this game, right? So little decisions like that excuse me little decisions like that domino effect into bigger play creation and bigger effect on the play, right? So not even here when they have both of them on an attack, they're confusing each other on who's going for the ball. So looking to distribute this ball right to Temp. You know, it's a difference of, you know, two players just playing a solo game, and then you have two players who are constantly leaving the ball in a good spot for each other. So that's truly what makes a difference at this rank. So if you guys are in the GC2, GC3 range, I would highly recommend that you learn that as a skill. Because, you know, sometimes you don't have to always adapt to your teammate. As long as you're, you know, let's say you're a very aggressive, over-aggressive player and your teammate's a very passive player. As long as you're leaving the ball in a spot for them, you know, to get the ball, get boost comfortably with possession, you know, not with a guy constantly chasing them on the demo, then you're going to be enabling that kind of player rather than limiting them. Does that make sense? All right. So just so you guys know, this is all the games that we had with Temp saved up. So what we're going to do is just show you guys the score lines. So we ended this video 10-4. So this makes us 11-4, 12-4, 12-5, 12-6, 12-7, 13-7, 14-7, and 14-8, and 15-8. So we ended 15-8 with Temp, and that left us at 1675. So going into episode 8, I believe, we're going to be solo queuing again. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it for episode 7, ladies and gents. If you guys enjoyed this content or want to see more like it, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. Check that noti bell or join the Discord to stay up to date with when I post or go live. If you guys want to show some extra support, you could use code BOOMA in the Fortnite and Rocket League shops. Much love as always. I'll see you guys in the next one or on stream. Peace.